Hey guys, it's Julia here, and as you guys can see, Windows 11 has been announced today. So the Microsoft event was today, which is June 24th. It was at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and I saw it at 8 a.m. I'm making this video a few hours after the event just so I had time to, think about it, put things together, so that I can make a great video for you guys. Now I'm going to briefly go over the features. I'm not necessarily going to keep scrolling through all the pages. I will show you it, but I'm going to briefly go over my list of some of the things that were new in Windows 11. Now you can read about it. I'll put all the links in the description. I'll also put links to the videos that they posted, or you could look up videos to actually see the features in action. But pretty much the features is that Teams is now actually pre-installed in Windows 11. Now, I personally wouldn't use it, but I guess they're putting it in the OS. However, I hope there's a way to get rid of it because it's not something I would use. They changed the lock screen. It looks different, and if you looked at the leaked build, it's still the old lock screen. So I will say for sure that this Windows 11 that was announced today definitely has more features compared to that leaked version 11 that we saw. There's also a new settings app in Windows 11 that I saw in their video that they showed in the event. And there's also a feature where there's actually, you can have different desktop backgrounds for different virtual desktops, which I find pretty cool. I don't know if they show it here. Okay, so they didn't show that. It's in the event, though. It's in their videos, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, you could set the different backgrounds for different virtual desktops, and you can also organize them. You can sort them by applications. You can have the snap layout things, which was in a leaked build. This thing right here, where you can snap things to different places, and you can have snap groups. And also, when you unplug and plug monitors in, it actually will remember where everything is, and it won't try and move things like on the wrong monitor and things like that, which I actually find that feature pretty cool. They added widgets, which we already knew because we saw them. And also the time in the bottom, as you know, on the leaked build, it showed the actual day of the month. That doesn't even show anymore, so they got rid of that. Also, they updated the touch keyboard, and they have voice typing on it now, and you can actually have different backgrounds on the touch keyboard. Obviously, we know that they have the centered icons, we saw that too. However, one thing we didn't see, which is a big deal, is the new Microsoft Store. So this is the new Microsoft Store. They redesigned it. They actually allow Win32 apps now to be put on there, and also they don't even take any of the money from it, which I found very surprising because you know how with Apple and Google they have to take some of the money for the app. Well, apparently not anymore, as I heard in the event as I was watching it, which I find very interesting but also pretty cool. And also the fact that you can now have Android apps in the Microsoft Store. I actually find that very cool that you can finally have Android apps because, there's always apps on your phone that you don't have on your computer. Maybe this means that we could have YouTube again, for all we know. Although I still would use the website. On the start menu, there's a search thing now, as on the leaked build that did not exist. Also, if you watch the video, because I don't think there's any images of it, they actually updated the Action Center look. It looks a lot more, it has more of that, rounded look and blur look, and it actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. Now, we don't really exactly have the new Action Center in the leaked version. It's just kinda like the toggles are rounded, but that's really it. And also, for tablets and stuff, they have the better touch now, like for example, on Surfaces, when you take the keyboard off, the icons are on the bottom are more spread out, although I'm pretty sure 10 does that too. But when you try and resize things or move things around, they make it a lot easier. And they also did get rid of tablet mode, I'm pretty sure, which no one really used tablet mode, so I guess that's a good thing. And also from what I heard, Windows 11, they say was better for gaming, and it has HDR, and it makes the games look better. They were showing that in the event when I was watching it, which I found pretty cool. Now, there is something I want to say. So if you look at the Windows 11 first look video, and you watch to the very end, you'll actually hear a sound, and there's rumors that that might actually be the new startup sound instead of the one we heard from the leaked build, which I think would be interesting. Let me know what startup sound you guys prefer, the one in the leaked or the one in this. I like both of them. I haven't really decided, but I think they're both alright. Now, a funny thing, if you look in the description, it says, introducing Windows 11. A new Windows experience, bringing you closer to the people and things you love, coming soon. More info, and then page. Which, I find that interesting. I'm sure they corrected this by now. I pulled this up, like, way earlier. They probably corrected the description by now. It probably does say Windows 11 now, but I kind of find that funny. Introducing Windows 11, which, I know, honest typo, it's fine. But they also released this Introducing Windows 11 video, which shows a lot of the new features that I was talking about in the video. And also you can read more about it on these two links, which I will provide in the description. I will provide all the links I'm showing in the description of the video. So anyways, I'm going to scroll down, and this is where it gets interesting. The minimum system requirements. I find this very interesting. So 1 gigahertz or faster processor, 2 or more cores. I mean, understandable, although it's 64-bit only, meaning 32-bit is no longer supported, so they're not going to release a 32-bit version 11, which I pretty much expected because 32-bit has been dying for a while now. I honestly, saw that coming, and I was talking about it in the video yesterday that I wouldn't be surprised if they did drop it, because I did make a video before the event yesterday. It now requires 4 gigs of RAM. I think 10 was 2 gigs. I think 64 gigs or larger storage device. I mean, not a surprise. Windows can't run on 32 gigs of storage anymore. Hopefully those HP streams that have 32 gigs of space will finally start getting more space because of these requirements. But this is interesting. UEFI secure boot capable, meaning there is no more legacy support. Yep, that's right, there is no more legacy support. Although there may be a way to obviously get it working, it's not native. And also, TPM2 is a requirement. Now, when I was hearing about that with the leaked build saying it needed TPM2, I thought, oh, that's just temporary because, you know, it's not the final version, it's still in testing, they probably want it to be secure, they probably have all these requirements so it runs on newer hardware, they want people to run it on newer hardware, and that's what I thought. Although, no, it actually made it in the final version, meaning that if your computer isn't like 2017 and newer, you might not be able to run Windows 11. Now, I'm sure there are some computers older than that can, or there may be a way to get it to work, but I will say this. If you do have a newer system and you run their little checker, which I'll show you, and it says it's not compatible, be sure to go to your BIOS, be sure you enable TPM2. It may be called something else in your BIOS. Well, it'll probably just be called TPM. I'll pull up a screenshot because I'm going to enable it on my computer because I need to enable that because I don't have that. Because on my computer, it's not enabled by default. Just like a lot of newer computers, it's not enabled by default. So if you want to be able to support Windows 11, you need to go to your BIOS, be sure your TPM is enabled. If you don't know how to do it on your computer, you can look it up and I'm sure you can find out how. And just by looking up your manufacturer or your BIOS and whatnot, or your motherboard. But yeah, also be sure secure boot is enabled too because that's also required. DirectX 12 capable graphics WDDM 2.x. I don't know if it works on other ones. 9-inch with a HD resolution 720p. I'm sure it'll work on other ones too. And Microsoft account and internet connectivity required for Windows 11 Home, so obviously there's that. Now, if you do scroll down, or maybe scroll up, you can check for compatibility using the PC Health Check app to see if your current PC meets the requirements to run Windows 11. Now, as I said, if this does not work for you, if it says it's not compatible, be sure you have TPM enabled. And if your computer doesn't support it, there may be a workaround in the future. I will keep you updated on that. But also, it will be a free upgrade. It says that you can get a free upgrade when it rolls out, so I guess that's good that people that want to get it and can support it can. Now, pretty much that's what I want to talk about in this video. Windows 11 has been announced. I actually tried running the checking for compatibility on my system. And because I'm on a domain, because you know I have a home lab and stuff, it says, oh, your organization manages updates. So it's not even letting me check for compatibility on my system. Although, if your system has TPM2 support and secure boot, you should be good. You should be able to support it. So if you have UEFI with secure boot plus TPM2, you're definitely going to be able to support Windows 11, for sure. Now, I have seen some computers with TPM 1.2. Now, I know that there were some people that did install Windows 11 when they had TPM 1.2 and it didn't complain, it let them install it. However, I don't know if that's going to be the case for the final version, and I don't know if when you run this checker on a TPM 1.2 system, if it says it's compatible or not, because my systems are all on a domain, so I'm not able to check that. But if anyone wants to check that, just go to Device Manager, see if you have a security devices thing, and it should say like trusted platform module, either 1.2 or 2.0. If you have 2.0, it's going to work. That's how you can check, just by going to Device Manager and going there. If it has 1.2, let me know what the compatibility checker says, because I'm not really able to actually check that unless I disconnect from my domain, which I really don't want to do. Well, actually, wait a second. I did actually check it on my Insider laptop, which isn't on a domain, and it did say it wasn't compatible. However, it did say in the Insider program settings, like, it might have bugs. It's not compatible, but it might have bugs, meaning maybe it does allow you to use it if it's TPM 1.2, but maybe it won't work as expected. Maybe it recommends 2.0. Maybe you just need some kind of TPM. But when I have more information on this, I will be sure to keep you updated, because, Windows 11 was just announced today, which we all knew was going to happen. I will say it definitely has more features compared to the leaked build, but this also confirms that that leaked build was real, for sure. It's very similar. It's just that, obviously, the new build that they showed of Windows 11 has a lot more features compared to what is in the leaked. So, as far as if people on the leaked build are going to get an update, I will say this: Microsoft is releasing an Insider build next week, according to their blog, and I don't know what's going to happen with the people on the leaked 11. Maybe they will get an Insider update, but I would recommend just downloading the ISO from Microsoft and updating that way, because who knows if signing in is okay, even though no one has really had issues signing in and that whole thing was misinfo. Even though it's most likely fine, I'm still going to use the ISO to upgrade. I'm still not going to sign into my Microsoft account. So, anyways, that's going to wrap up the video. There's a ton of questions here about Windows 11 if you want to look at all this. I will put the links in the description. And let me know what your guys' thoughts on Windows 11 are. For me, I think the features are nice. Although the fact that the requirements are so high now, I won't be able to run this on most of my computers because of the TPM requirements. Although there probably is a workaround. And it's just, for me, seeing Windows 11, sure, it's nice, but at the same time, I've gotten so used to Windows 10 being the latest that it's definitely going to be a change. That is for sure. Oh yeah, there's one other thing I forgot to mention. There are new icons. As you can see, the Wi-Fi icon, the sound icon, the battery icon actually look different now. So that is one thing that did not make it in the leaked build, as it's the old one still. So that's another thing I forgot to mention. But yeah, I made videos on Windows 11. I made Is It Confirmed right before the leak. I made my thoughts after it was leaked. I made a video on why you guys shouldn't main it right now, just because there is a lot of people doing it. Which, really, to be honest, if you do main it, you're just going to have, less features than the one they announced. That it's recommended just to wait for the Insider at this point. Even though I'm sure using the leaked build is fine, I still wouldn't recommend it. And the Windows 11 discussion that I uploaded last night, basically talking about Windows 11 in a group, and talking about what we think's going to happen, what do we expect, and, things before the actual event started. Which I did actually do another video with someone else, which is in the description of that video as well. But anyways, that was Windows 11, and I will probably make a video when the Insider comes out and show it or do something. I don't know yet, but I will have further videos explaining things about, the requirements and things like that, just to keep you guys up to date. But I probably won't have a video until then, most likely. But I know I've been uploading a lot of videos about Windows 11, but, it's been the big thing right now in the tech community. There's been, a lot of people talking about this. It's huge. But Windows 11, I'm just hoping that it ends up being good and stable when it's released. I will miss 10 in a way because, you know, I've used it for so long, but I just really hope 11 is good. It's just kind of sad that most of my computers can't run it though. But I mean, it's kind of understandable because there's a lot of old computers still out there, and Windows 11 probably runs best on newer hardware. As they said, you know, it runs better with gaming and stuff, which we'll have to see that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and have a great one. Bye.